Now, he said to me, give him an indication when you want YouTube. Yes, YouTube, thank you. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this council meeting. If you remain standing, we'll go straight to the opening prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For the kingdom, the power and the glory are yours now and forever. Amen. Remain standing for the recognition of the traditional landholders. I'd like to acknowledge that we are meeting here today on the traditional land of the Barakalong people of the Gunai-Kurnai Nation, and I pay respect to their elders past and present. If there are any other elders present, I would also like to acknowledge them. Thank you. Would you all like to be seated? Welcome to those in the gallery and to those watching us on YouTube. This is a single-purpose meeting to adopt, or not adopt, I suppose, the Council's annual report. I don't think I'll bother with the warnings to the gallery, the live streaming. No one is here to do that. So I'll move straight to apologies for absence. I have received an apology from Councillor Harriman, and everybody else is here, yeah. Are there any declarations of interests? I don't believe there should be any, councillors. This is about the annual report, so move on to that. Speakers, there have been no speakers registered for tonight's meeting. And so we can move straight on to the business of the evening. Item 6.1 on page 5 of the agenda, councillors. There is a proposed resolution. Do I have a mover?
Moved.
Councillor White to move.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor McFarlane to second. Is there any opposition? Being no opposition, would you like to speak, Councillor White?
As always, Mr. Mayor, just briefly.
Sounds good.
The report, I think, is pretty much self-explanatory, but for the sake of our YouTube viewers, the Council is required to consider an annual report at a meeting of this kind within a month of the annual report that we produced being presented to the Minister. And this is the report, quite a huge report. And so as a result of that, we've also required to advertise the fact that we're having this meeting, and through the Latrobe Express that was done on Thursday, 3rd of October. And as I said, the copy of the annual report has been presented to the Minister for Local Government and for his information. The councillors, we all, I think we also should take the opportunity to highlight the fact that this particular report, which is, as I said, a huge report, is printed on paper from one of our local major employers, the Australian Paper, and hard copies of this document are available at each of our service centres at Maui, Moore, Churchill and Traralgon. So the critical thing about this document is it does provide our community and beyond performance indicators of how the organisation has operated in terms of the last 12 months and in terms of the Council's plan for the 2017 to 2021 period. It's also, I think, important to say that this particular document, or particularly the financials aspect of the report, but have been referred to our external audit committee for review in terms of the standard performance statements that we're required to produce as part of the exercise of creating this annual report. And we've certainly got a clear tick of approval from our external audit committee. And it also should point out that the Victorian Auditor General's Office has audited his financial statements and has given us an unqualified report in terms of the content of the document. So this really, I think, is important to understand, for our community to understand the breadth of activities that we're associated with within this municipality and the things that are happening. Whilst certainly we have some significant challenges that we face as a council, there's been a lot achieved over the last 12 months, and that's captured here in this particular document. But we're not resting on our laurels, and the next 12 months are going to be equally and even more important as we continue to strive to meet the demands of our community and in a financially prudent way, and at the end of the day, as we always say, it's always about jobs, jobs, jobs. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor White. Well spoken. Councillor McFarlane.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just following on from Councillor White, the annual report also does provide a lot of other statistics about the municipality, its population and the likes, and it has a bit of a people flair to it too, with a number of events that have been held within the year. So from a community point of view, it's a really all-inclusive document that if you want to get bogged down in the finances, you can, but if you don't, you can have a look at some of the broad-based activities that go on within our municipality. I'd just like to congratulate our staff, Mr. Mayor, on compiling this report. I think it's a very good document to put out there to our community. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor McFarlane. Would any other councillor wish to speak? No speakers. Councillor White, would you like to close?
Again, very briefly, Mr. Mayor, I'd just like to concur with Councillor McFarlane's remarks in relation to all the troops or the staff of the organisation who have been involved in the creation of this document. You can be very proud of yourselves.
Thank you, Councillor White. And I think I would support that too. A lot of effort gone into that document. As we've had speakers, councillors, we'll have to go to the vote. Those in favour, Councillor White, Councillor McFarlane, Councillor Gibson, Councillor Law, Councillor Howe, Councillor Harriman is absent, Councillor Callaghan, Councillor Clancy and myself. Carried unanimously, councillors. That being the only item of business on this meeting, I will declare the meeting closed and say farewell to our viewers on YouTube. The meeting is now complete. Thank you.